being 7 o'clock, I'm gonna bring the Dunbarton Board of Selectmen meeting for June 27th to order. All three selectmen are present. The town administrator, Lynn Cunliffe, is here. Leo Martell is videotaping for the general public. And Linda Nickerson's still doing the uploads, right?
Right, correct.
Okay, going over some old business we have. Meeting minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of June 13th, 2024 as amended.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion been made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
I'd just like to say that after reading through these, I think she did a substantial job with these meeting minutes, they were very clear, and a lot was in there. The only thing I updated on, I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that the Board of Selectmen, was standing behind the easements that were suggested, the upcoming easements, so I thought it was important to know that we supported that for the Conservation Commission. Okay, while we're signing those, we have the recreation chair, Christine, help me with the last name again?
Like,
Flight.
yeah,
Here for an update of the soccer program, for kindergarten, first grade, and second grade, right?
yes, and a
Okay.
few other things.
Alright,
So we had the opportunity to meet, we had a small but mighty meeting, and last year, I had the opportunity to start an after-school kindergarten program, which we had 10 kids and went really well. I had no intentions of trying to start our first and second grade program in Dunbarton until I had parents say, well, why don't we have a first and second grade program in Dunbarton? And I said, cause I didn't know one was wanted. So I connected with Bow Athletic Club, their president, to kind of get a sense of if we did a program in Dunbarton, would it severely impact the Bow program, or would we be able to work together where they serve Bow kids, we'll serve Dunbarton kids, and then we'll still play games together on Fridays. And still work that out, which is what we kind of do for first and second grade basketball. And worked really well this past winter. And presently, he said he only had 4 kids signed up. I said, well, let me get a feeler, and I've got about 22 families interested,
wow,
and 4 folks interested in coaching, which would give me enough support to run the program. I wasn't gonna do it if we didn't have the support, it's there, so
oh, very good.
folks were in favor. So I said, well, I will ask and see if we have the blessings to move forward. And then we had some families, I guess there are a lot of 2 to 3 year old kiddos and families in town, saying that this would be a great way to also like do a Saturday morning soccer program, all at the field at Dunbarton, just to start getting kids to kick the ball and move around and meet others. But
No overlap with meeting use or anything?
no, I checked with the elementary school, and they said for the most part, rec has the ability to program the field as needed, so they don't have much scheduled.
I think it will make the youngsters feel more comfortable at school, definitely coming in, cause a lot of that's very hard to get over when you're young, so.
Yeah.
People have a lot of drama about it, but if you're having fun while you're there.
Right.
It might break some of that.
Right.
If there's no field overlap, I have no issues.
No, I would say,
That's great.
2 thumbs up.
Cool.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How are you gonna advertise to those people with 2 and 3 year olds?
Word of mouth.
Okay,
And
so you're
reaching,
gonna have to tell my daughter.
word of mouth, reaching through the families that are currently connected to the school, and
Yeah.
then just try to push out on social media.
Yeah.
So that's the big one. I haven't committed to making a Dunbarton Rec Facebook page.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask
because
that.
I just have a lot in general in my world of social media, but that might be something we'll have to chat about the next time around.
Is that something you would be willing to post on the community Facebook?
Yes.
Because that's,
Yes.
right now, that's where everyone goes to.
That's partly why I haven't done something separate. I was
Yeah.
like, everyone uses the Dunbarton unofficial community page, and
Yeah.
things are gonna flow that way, so.
Yeah.
Figured if I post post there, at least it's there. And then
Word
I've
of
tried
mouth,
to
yeah.
use the, civic, like the website
Yep.
newsletter as well, for
Yeah.
email. Other just general items, I'm still hoping to do the tree planting for the holiday lights on the common. I did attend the Old Home Day, and Rec is gonna try to coordinate a parade of bikes for the kids. So we would just coordinate that portion, to be part of the Old Home Day parade. And then still planning to do Halloween and the tree lighting this fall, winter season. So the things are there.
That sounds great.
Yeah. That's very good, we're glad to have somebody in place working on these programs.
Nice, yep.
Where we had several years back, we had just a void, there was nothing going on, so thank you for what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, if the parent support falls down for the groups, then if you have to stop them or start them again, I think that, do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
There's not always the support there, like you said.
Yeah, I've been very honest with folks that this can only be done with community support. I can't run all the programs by myself. So, folks have been more than happy to step up and say, I'll help coach and whatever else you need. So, it's great.
Awesome.
Then we can move forward.
Okay.
It's good.
Thanks for letting us know and keeping us in the loop, that helps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, Lean's got on our webpage for the town, you can put quick announcements on there through Lean.
Perfect.
I would just have a point of contact where someone could, that's all you have to put there. You
Yeah.
just give it like a 1 or 2 sentence, like a highlight of what needs to be, what you want set out there, and Lean can put it on there.
Yeah, she does have access to the website, so
Okay.
I can show you how to get it on the homepage rather than just your
Oh,
tab.
perfect.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay, anything else for us?
That's all I got.
Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, now moving on, we've got to, review the second quarter expenses and revenues, Lean's given those to us. You wanna go through some highlights, Lean?
I reviewed, the different departments, nothing stands out and looks, unusual. Most of your full-time, lines for employment should be between 50% and 52%. All the elected officials are at 50%, cause they just got their up to their second quarter payment. Obviously, there's still many categories that are 100%, some of those don't, get paid out until later in the year, but as far as where we're at, we're looking really good. That includes, the salary, overtime lines in all the different departments. And we're still at 57% bottom line, so I don't think that
Perfect.
anything's out of the ordinary.
And I noticed there was some discussion about overtime at the transfer station, but in reality, he's spot on, 54%.
Well, there's actually 1 week's, of that is earmarked for comp time.
Okay, but still, it's reasonable.
He still has some time
Good.
available,
Yeah, we've
yeah.
been watching it to try and stay in that half a year.
Yes, thank you, Dave, that's good.
Police department's doing a great job on their overtime, they're really minimal for the 5 people on duty. There's
Mhm.
usually maybe 1 or 2 that have a couple of hours of overtime, so he's watching his hours as well.
We had a discussion about that, but sometimes just say, gotta go home now, I'm done for the day. If he's in the middle of an incident, he's gonna stick around.
No, they can't, yeah.
Okay, revenues.
Revenues. Again, in this category here, we're looking really good. This is the area that we use to set at, when we present the budget. That'll help offset our, taxes, and we always, create a conservative revenue budget, and these last few years, we've exceeded that in high numbers. And I think we're looking, really, really good right now. I did plug in 2 dollar amounts, the flood control, the rooms and meals, as to what we had set for budget, just to give us an idea of where we were. We still have 50% of the highway block grant that I forgot to add, so that's another $41,000 that we'll be seeing as collected revenue. And currently, to date, what's outstanding to collect is 32% So that's a really above our 50% mark, so we're in a good spot right now for revenues.
And, it looks like current use is pretty much on track.
I have about 3 outstanding land use change taxes that I expect the assessing company to review and process here very shortly. We have a $11,000 land tax yield for timber tax that Jim already just ran and processed for the Board of Assessors to sign. That's not entered in here. So all of these taxes.
So that
in general-
32,000 doesn't include the 3 current ones you have. Perfect.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna be right on for our projected budget, probably a little higher.
And we went conservatively on room and meals too, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
hopefully it comes in a good year like last year.
yeah,
Well, thanks for giving us the updates on those, Lean, cause,
Yep.
it helps us keep a closer eye on it throughout the year.
Oh, I just wonder, how's our maintenance line for building maintenance?
We have plenty in there.
Okay, cause we have some big bills coming on that.
yeah, we're still working on projects to get
Exactly,
quotes.
okay,
So we're still at 93%, so we're good
okay,
there.
great.
Okay, Fred, you're next on the agenda with a World War II monument. You gave us some paperwork on that.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon, I got a phone call from a nice young lady, from Bow. She wanted to bring her son to see the World War II memorial because his grandfather's name's on it. And then when she got there, she found out that the initial in his name was wrong. And, cause she asked me, she said, his name is Robert Warrener, but there's an R, a P after his name. And she says, what does that mean, private? Because of the war? I said, oh, I never heard of anything like that. I said, I said, how's this spelled? She said, after Warrener, there's a P. I said, well, okay, I'll have to go up and take a look at that. I says, what's his initial? She says, A. So it's supposed to be Robert A. Warrener. Okay, so I said, okay. So I come up this morning and took pictures of that portion of the World War II memorial. And meantime, I talked to Lee, he says, you ought to check the other ones too, on the Warreners, make sure they're all correct, if there's more than one mistake, might be another one, So then I went back home and I did find a 1945 town report that listed 3 pages of World War II veterans and the ranks and this is the only places that all the initials are in there. So I said, okay, so then I found out that, Doug Warrener, he's supposed to be Douglas T, and he's got Douglas J on there. And there's a George Warrener, he's George M, but there's no M on that one. Okay, so I said, okay. I said, I know they're gonna wanna, what's it gonna cost to fix? So my wife and I, we took a ride to Perry Monument just to get an idea. And I spoke to the gentleman over there and he says, well, roughly $180 a piece to fix the P to an A and the J to a T. And I said, well, what if they want to add the M? He said, that should be about the same price, but he says, that's just a rough idea. If I can do it cheaper, I'll do it cheaper. So anyhow, but before I did that, I went back up a little bit. I called Roberta back up today. And I says, I wanna confirm the initials, okay? And I says, I got the 1945 list of veterans. And I says, your father's, Robert A. She said, yes. And I says, Douglas, your uncle, is Douglas T? She says, yes, because they have him double Douglas J. And I says, George, is George M? She goes, yes. And I think the other one was Elmer or something like that. And that E, she says, yeah, that's correct. I said, okay, so we know those 3, got done something. So anyhow, I came back, but I gave Lean the ballpark idea, and she's got the 2 different lists. The picture I took today, and a copy of that certain page with those lists of the names on it, so. It's up to you guys what you would like to do with it, and I told the woman I'd get back to her,
I have no problem doing the corrections with our maintenance money.
No, that's pure maintenance, absolutely.
And I'm looking here and it looks like you've done the research to make sure that they're correct, so that's, the biggest thing,
I hate to change them and find out we make another mistake.
Yeah.
No, and it looks like you've done the research, so I'm good to go with, having them changed.
Okay,
Consensus from the board?
Make it happen.
Okay.
but I don't know when if he gets the approval to do it, when he's available to do it, but, you know,
I can give him a call.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be like next week.
no.
Time-
Maybe if they come out to do something else, some other stone, at the same time they could look at it or something, you know.
Yeah.
It's been like that for 20-some-odd years.
Do we have other work to be done in town, do you think?
Was that?
Do we have work elsewhere to be done, or?
Well, has it been, like Jeannie, Ilsley's just passed away, so maybe there's gonna be a stone for down there or something, I don't know. She's gonna be buried at Pages according to the paper.
How would they pay that with their,
Yeah.
with the cost
Yeah,
of their burial?
a few days ago.
Yeah, it's not picked up by the town.
No,
Okay, I'm gonna go through the, mailbox items that are in for the town. We have an email response from Jess Trexler, said that he should have the fire department door sketches for this coming Monday, July 1st. He was on vacation, and, it was nice to see a response from him, thank you very much, Jeff. And thank you, Lean, for following up with him. We have an invoice here from Pro Technologies for the inspection of the alarm. We had several, failed devices up in the attic and stairwell of the old section. We're gonna get a, price to correct those from them. We've all taken a look at this report as selectmen, and Lean's following up on that. The library had a hole in the front of the earth by the door, thinking it was a rodent. They hadn't been had enough pests take a look at it. It appears it was just chipmunks. They did ask if we wanted to add.
Chipmunks, chipmunks rodents too.
They said there was no service currently recommended for the boroughs, but if they do wanna add the library for, quarterly pest control, we could. Your thoughts?
I think we can.
Is it a problem?
There's no issue that we're aware of, but I don't think it hurts to have the stuff in place.
That's fairly reasonably priced at.
Yeah.
yeah, she said she sees ants every now and then, but,
It really does deter everything from coming into the building.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
put it on the same contract that we have for.
Especially where it's
Okay.
library there.
Yep,
alright, add them, okay.
Consensus.
yep.
We have a letter from Eversource, confirming rate increases for delivery service will be in effect August 1st, 6.57%, as a temporary notice, possibly going up to around 12 or 13%. Once it goes through the PUC, this is our second notice.
There's a lot of stuff hitting the airways today about it's going up a double digit, but I think is that delivery, I mean, is that for the actual electricity?
This is for the
Delivery.
delivery service
Yeah.
only.
So the thing is, we should be getting to the point where we're gonna have to make a decision on whether we're gonna, go with the, outsourcing of the electricity.
One thing we did find out is the town of Dunbarton is able to buy through Dunbarton Community Power.
Community power, yeah.
So, even though we have that solar system up there, we can still buy through Dunbarton Community Power, save the money there and save with the solar system, so Dana did check into that. And we can buy just like any other customers, that was good news.
But when's the drop date?
That's further down
Further down?
in the schedule here.
Dave? So, that, Dunbarton, community, power, but does that cover your, delivery?
Dunbarton Community Power never covers delivery, delivery is always from their service provider now.
Right, so my point with that is you won't escape that
Nope,
service.
and those increases are going.
For everyone.
Going down.
Yeah, for everyone.
So, it's just hard for me to believe during their talks that they're letting them have a half rate increase of 6.5%, they're hoping for 12 or 13%.
By next year, same time, yeah.
Did
And
they,
you look, it's almost 5/8 of your bill right now, the delivery.
Oh. right now it's double what I pay,
Yeah,
double of
so-
my usage.
Yep. Makes you wanna go around and unplug everything, doesn't it?
I don't use any, really, we don't use much electricity, we're under 300 kilowatts a month. That's nothing, that's like a lamp maybe, you know, but, so when we went to court with, Eversource, did we win, did they win?
No, when we're going to court, it's for the, rate that they pay us for the lines going through the town.
Right, that's,
And so, what happened is, we were negotiating that with a bunch of different towns.
Right.
And that settlement came out so that the guy that we had going in place, they were gonna use his formula, but they're still working out the bugs on that, still, we have money set aside for
So,
that.
so nobody won yet?
No, September first.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if, because they lost that, they were gonna have to raise their rates to make it up, to pay us back.
Yeah.
The zero-sum game, in other words.
You know? Yeah, right, exactly.
They'll get their money one way or the other.
Exactly.
Sooner or later, I hope the PUC does some fighting for us. Okay, next thing we have is a hand-drawn letter, a thank you card from the children participating in the fairy garden in front of the town hall / library. Nice card they sent to us. We get an email notice from US Bankruptcy Court. Excess property available, includes file cabinets, desktops, walk-in station bases, photos, etc. This is from what, the state lien,
Yeah,
excess property. So that was forwarded from the town clerk to us. We have a letter of resignation that was given to our acting police chief, for one of our part-time patrol officers, Michael Gorman. From the police department, sure we'll be hearing more about that in the future. The next thing here, Dunbarton Community Power Update. Okay, Unitil and Eversource are finalizing their rates for the August to January rates. They're likely gonna keep fairly low right now, cause natural gas is very low. I think it's a presidential race year, and I think that's gonna keep that low. So they're thinking it's gonna be 10.4 to 10.7 cents, which was still very good. Historic lows on natural gas, and natural gas, just so everybody knows, supplies 55% of the electric in New England. He said we should know those utility prices in the following week, coming up. Standard Power is now pricing out, power for 13 communities and 39, schools and municipalities, so they have a lot of buying power, we're in that group. And once they get a confirmation of their rate back to us, we'll be sharing that with the public through the Energy Committee. Rates jumped up a little bit because of the heat wave last week, but they're back down. We have flexibility on when we jump in. So in other words, when they give us the rates,
Okay.
we do not have to start our Dunbarton Community Power if we feel like the rates are too high. If we wanna wait till next year, if we think it's gonna be better. Although, we're in it much earlier than a lot of the other towns, and I think the earlier we're in, the better we are. In fact, after the presidential rate, I'm expecting it to jump up, I'm thinking so.
Yeah, the thing is, the second part of that is how long do we wanna lock it in for?
And we're gonna have all those options coming from the Energy Committee.
So we're not gonna, when do you suspect we're gonna get those opt-out cards?
Those, after we commit to it, so right now,
Yeah,
they're gonna give us some potential rates back.
right,
We can either opt in or opt out,
Right.
so,
right.
once we get the breakdown from the Energy Committee, we'll decide as a select board. The length of time we wanna go in and the rate.
Right.
Once we give that committee to them, and within a month, they'll have the cards out to the
Yeah,
public.
okay, alright, so it could be like September-ish.
I would anticipate
Yeah,
that,
okay.
or late August, maybe as early as.
Right, yeah, so, do you know what the time frame is, you know, when you can send the card back, whether you opt out or?
30 days, I think.
Oh, you have 30 days, okay.
In fact, let's say you're not sure, and you decide, I'm not gonna decide till January.
You
You
can-
can decide in January,
You
and
can
you're out,
sign in anytime, yeah.
Right.
Okay,
or sign out at any time.
well, yeah, cause I might be out of the country
town.
for a while, you know?
Yeah, so it's, I'm eager to see it, cause I'd love to be able to lock in for 3 years.
You thinking of 3 years? I was thinking like 2 to 3, but at least 2.
I would say at least 30 months, cause, it'll allow you not to have to look at it that often, and if we get a really good rate, most likely,
It's only going which way
that's
direction.
right.
Yep.
I opted in, I think Justin might be on already on that $1.99 for propane. They came out and researched my tank, cause I have an underground tank today, and, I think six neighbors of mine did it all on the same day that I spoke with, but $1.99 for 3 years. And 1 to 2 years, I think it's only like $2.07. But with very little cost to switch them over, it's quite a program. I've been there now since 2010, I've never paid that rate. I think there's some co-ops that are very close to that, but I think they're a lot more work and you gotta pay to be in the co-op.
Yeah, some of the co-ops, like, I was part of a co-op, they still want $50 as a
Yes,
membership
yeah,
fee.
my brother's in
Did you
one too.
stay with them?
I haven't sent it in yet, I was
Me
just,
neither,
I
I'm
was
gonna
just
think
toying,
about it, cause
yeah.
I'll look at it again.
Yeah.
I know that my brother said the co-op rate is gonna be higher this year than
I
that
think
rate,
it's on
he
our
thinks.
form, what our rate
Yeah.
is, but.
So anyway, that's about it with community power, he's also checking to see if there was any, contract cancellation charges with third-party suppliers for our school, to see if the school wanted to opt into the community power as well. So Dana's been doing that work for us, which is good. Okay. We have an ice cream event held on the town common here Wednesday, July 10th, between 5 and 7. That's the one we kind of gave the approval for. On our
That was
last
the
meeting.
private business giving back to the community.
So again, July 10th, 5 to 7. Okay, we have a 20th anniversary for Daffodils in Dunbarton. They're looking to place a sign 3 by 5 on the town common. Dunbarton Garden Club will be donating 100 daffodils for bulbs to place around the town. You guys have any problem with the town common sign?
No,
We've had that,
Yeah.
we've given them permission for that for years, so.
can I just digress for a minute?
Sure can.
I do have problems with, Page's corner, too many signs in that corner. It's a dangerous intersection, and when you have someone driving, not sure where to go, and they're reading the sign, there are too many signs up there. Bless Don with all his signs, but I don't think Page's corner is a good place to have signs, I just wanna throw that out there, and whether we should ask the police department to intercede there, but I think it's a dangerous place to have signs.
We had a collision there yesterday.
Thank you.
Yep,
And so, I know, does anyone else not agree with me there, or?
oh, I agree with you totally.
I do
Sometimes they're
too.
in the line of sight
Line of
too.
sight.
Yeah.
That's the big
I
one.
agree with
The
you, I
line of
call
sight.
it bulletin board corner.
Yeah, it shouldn't be, you shouldn't have big, huge, I mean, I'm not talking about little signs, but I'm talking about big, huge signs, talking about wreaths, talking about daffodils, talking about everything. It's just it's getting too busy up there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's a state road on the shoulders there, I don't know what control as a town we might.
Well, I might ask the police chief look into it. How's the board feel about it? I wanna get a consensus from the board.
I think maybe check with Jeff, the highway department, 'cause it's a state road, and see what he has for thoughts of it.
Okay,
Well, I know that Allison has denied people putting signs on her corner because she owns to the center or wherever, even though it's an easement of the state, that's her property,
Right,
and
it is
she's
her
denied
property.
people from putting signs up
Yeah,
in the past.
It doesn't hurt to approach them and ask them to kinda like back off a little bit.
yeah, I think let's see what our rights are on the state road there, we might not have any rights there, I don't know. if we
No,
do
but
or
you
not.
can still ask them to back off a little bit. It
especially
is,
like, there was
a lot,
another
there
accident
is
just
a
the
lot
other.
of signage there all the time.
I don't know, it's just, with an accident, most recent accident yesterday,
This is the second one in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yep, one was
signs-
Friday and then one was last night.
Right.
1 week, actually.
we've got talking about signs, I just pointed it out, I think we can take it for action to get some information.
In the
Okay.
meantime, you want me to just approach Dawn and see if he'd be agreeable to moving the
I think
signs?
that's the easiest way, yeah.
Yeah,
Go Fred,
Yeah, town of Ware usually puts up their big 4th of July celebration sign there also, so
It's there.
they should maybe be notified also.
I mean,
They're the ones.
a lot of towns have a common corner like that with their signs on, I mean, you go down to, every town you go through, they have common area
at
like that.
lights,
I just-
at
I
lights
don't
they
know.
do.
Yeah.
it's just a unique corner, it's just so
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah.
till we get the Rotary.
Alright.
Okay, moving
Then
on.
they'll be in the middle.
So we have the, notice of decision for Northeast Development Holdings LLC. This was asked for at our last meeting so that the select board could read it, update themselves on it, their hours of use, Saturday hours. It's more or less homework for the board to look at, and we can also, check and see and make sure that their number of trips and everything are fitting into that, and then we'll bring it up for further discussion, I think.
I thought the hours were rather restrictive in my opinion, just looking at them, they weren't 24/7, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I think it may have felt like that when the gentleman spoke up on it, because they were paving the lot. They
Do
were
we,
changing it from dirt to,
do we know if it's not Dirt Doctors any longer, it's Northeast Development Holdings LLC?
yeah,
Do we know if they actually have a notice of decision in their hands now that they bought it?
isn't that Northeast? That notice of decision is Northeast with Dirt Doctor leasing from them.
Yeah, and from what I understood, there's a different company there now, right?
Site one bought out Dirt Doctors.
Oh, so it's still, it's Site One, it's now a new name.
Could we send a copy of this again to Northeast and to Site One? So that they're aware of the hours and aware of everything they're supposed to be doing there? And
And
maybe just say it's been brought to the Board of Selectmen's attention
Citizen concerns.
that the notice of decision outlined below has not been followed
Do
recently.
we know that for sure though?
Well, the guy was in here saying that there are hours that they were going.
Right, but the thing is, we're pitting one to some.
Well, that's what we're just saying,
Yeah.
we have concerns, we wanna.
Yeah, well, I said we have a citizen concern that the hours are not being abided to.
There was something else here, hours
The
and
number of trucks.
Number of trucks, yeah,
number of trucks per day was very low on here.
So like 10 on there, I think it said.
yeah.
Estimated fewer than 10 trucks per day would be an average.
I
So
think that's good, I like that.
You know, we'll start there, and then if it looks like it's not getting any better at all, then maybe we'll have to bring them in front of us again. We have a vacation leave from the town administrator here, both have been signed
Thank you.
by me. Thanks for putting those in with us. We have a non-meeting with the town attorney to go over some of our procedures we've been using on these class 6 roads and whatnot, and we're getting the planning board members, Donna, Lean, and the select board together,
Road agent.
road agent and planning board chair. So everybody's on the same page and we're acting as one group and entity on those.
Just, 4:15's a new time.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to early emails, 4:15.
I was here 2 days ago for it. I got,
Wrong day
hey, time's the
altogether.
meeting?
How'd the meeting go?
Yeah. It was nice and quick.
The second to last thing on here, we have an email from Mike, a complaint regarding maintenance of a right-of-way easement.
I like to talk to that in non-public,
In a non-public?
yes.
Okay. And the last thing I have on here is we have a thank you card for Fred. Since you're in the crowd, we don't have to mail it out.
That's for me,
That's for you, Fred.
you sure it's not for Lean?
Come right up.
What?
It's not candy, but it's the next best thing.
Around?
Yeah?
Next best thing, what's it, hugs and kisses?
You can still remember what we're doing.
Yeah, okay. I open it out?
Sure you can.
Oh, $1,000 in
Ah, there you go.
This town's a lot tighter than that, Fred.
Thank you, Fred, thank you for your assistance and, I'm gonna get my glasses. Yeah, I'll let you read it for me.
Thank you for your assistance in resetting the town monument, making sure things get done the right way.
Yeah, but I didn't do that, the surveyors did that.
Yeah, but you were there overseeing it.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Leo, you were there
we
too,
do.
weren't you?
Yeah, thank you.
That-
You get my email
Fred.
about the other towns that I've heard of?
Get-
Yeah, I'll work on getting.
Exempt from paying taxes this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get that one on the text point then.
Okay, so that being said, I'm gonna bring it up for a public comment. You already did, bring it back to Lean.
I have a couple things I've been working on, the police department's been having difficulties with their air conditioning. It's 20 years old, so I'm in the process of getting 3 quotes, to see if they're within reason and if there's a budget available, and I'll bring it back to the board. I've also been working with, company and Dana Lavoy to get quotes for voice over IP for telephone service. The long distance carrier has notified us that they will not be providing long distance carrying through the copper wire, and that we will be required to get our long distance over, the fiber optic. And that being said, I've been told that the current telephone bill that we have will go down substantially, and I'm hoping that that's gonna be a big, long-term savings for the town. So we're working on that.
Nice.
Yep.
Bring it to Justin.
Oh.
Mike?
Yeah, I'm good.
I have one thing, I have a quick update here from, Woody. Couple of things, next week is July 4th week, so the crew is in agreement that they would like to work a long day on Wednesday so that they can have Thursday and Friday off.
Oh, nice.
I was okay with
Wait.
that, so.
Posting that we're closed, well, they're closed anyways to the public, so.
And one of our employees asked to cut his hours back, cause he's earning too much for his taxes, so
Yeah.
that was okay as well.
Yep.
And we have the new guy working there this week, so everything else seems to be going good.
How's the new guy seem to be?
So far, good.
You said to
Showing
remind
up on
you
time?
about the panels.
Yeah, I just sent Woody an email in reference to the length of the panels, he's gonna check them for me.
Okay, still
I
measuring.
didn't get them shipped, cause I wanna make sure they're only 12s,
Okay,
so I'll get those shipped over there as soon
He
as.
was, in fact, I mentioned it to him when I saw him last week, and he was very happy that we have a solution that will work.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Greg will work directly with him for the schedule.
And and he also got notification of the company to come and look at the panels.
Oh, he did?
No, I said he knows that.
Oh,
that
yes.
We were instructing them to
Solar
call ahead of time.
panels.
solar
I
panels.
still wanna follow up. I think once a week, we need to remind them.
As I said, when it comes to buying them, they may have to take their $50,000 loss as they remove them from our property.
Make a motion to adjourn at 7:37.
No, I've been on public.
I'm adjourning this meeting now, right?
No, you
No,
come
you-
out.
Oh,
and
yeah,
adjourn
we
it.
gotta make it, well, we
And I'll make a motion going non-public for RSA 91 alpha, semicolon 3, subparagraph